Hello, nerd. This is Dr. Anam, and today's lesson is about blood transfusion in ABO blood group system. Blood transfusion is actually the process of transferring blood or blood-based products from one person into the circulatory system of another person. For example, here you can see diagram. This is the blood which has taken from one person. Now this blood is transferred by the help of this tube, which is called IV, into the other person. So this process is known as blood transfusion. Blood transfusion can be life-saving in some situations, such as massive blood loss due to injury, or can be used to replace blood loss during surgery. So this process is very important. Along with this, there are some people who are suffering from blood disorders, for example anemia, hemophilia, or sickle cell anemia. They also require blood transfusion. Now it's not that any person can give blood to any person. For the blood transfusion, it is important to confirm before giving the blood to the person that it is not going to agglutinate, or no agglutination or clumping of cell will results. For this purpose, the cross matching of the blood takes place between the donor and the recipient. What happened in the process of cross matching, that blood from the donor and blood from the recipient, they both are mixed together, and after some times results are seen that if there is agglutination or the clumping of cell, as you can see in this diagram, it means that they both are not compatible. But if there is no agglutination, as you can see here that this is very clear and there are no clumps or clots, it means that they are compatible to each other. It means that this donor, it can give blood to this recipient. Now why the agglutination is avoided? Because if agglutination or clumping occurs, the clumped cells, they cannot pass through the capillaries. For example, this is a capillary and here the clotting takes place. Because of this clotting, the blood, it cannot move further. Along with this, the blood which is coming from the behind, it cannot also move forward, and it is like blocking the blood flow, which can be very harmful and may cause death. The second importance of the cross matching is that if you have added, or if you have given the blood of the recipient to the donor which are not compatible to each other, so what will happen? The recipient's antibody, they are going to attack on the red blood cells, because they are going to take the antigens of the red blood cells as a foreign material, or the donor's antibodies, they are going to attack on the recipient cell. They are both way processed. For example, here is the donor, here is the recipient. The antibodies, here we can see AB, they will attack on the AG of the recipient. AG is the antigen. Similarly, antibodies of the recipient, they can also attack on the antigen of the donor. So in both ways, what will happen? That clumping or clotting or agglutination will take place, which is harmful for the person who is receiving the blood. The individuals whose blood group is O are actually known as universal donors. Why they are called universal donors? Because they can donate blood to the recipients of every other blood group due to the absence of antigen A and B. Here you can see that this is the red blood cell of blood group O. There is no antigen A, neither antigen B present. So because of this, the blood group O are actually the universal donor. Because of the absence of antigen, when they are going to give the blood, the antibodies of the recipients, they are not going to attack on it, and this blood, it can be used easily. So that is why they are called universal donor. Similarly, the individuals having blood group AB are known as universal recipient. Recipient means they can take blood from any blood group type because of the absence of anti-A and anti-B antibodies. They do have the antigen A and antigen B, but they do not have the antibodies. So they can easily receive the blood from any type because there are no antibodies present in their serum or in their blood that can attack. So when there is no antibody, there is no attack, and the AB blood group type individuals, they can receive blood from blood group A, from blood group B, from blood group O, from blood group ABO.